Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Happy Monday. Happy, snowy, surreal Monday. Um, I was actually using the snow as a focal point for today. I was trying to think of how I wanted to lead today's meditation, and I was downstairs filling my wood stove. If you see me keep looking up, it's because I'm looking out the window in my living room at the snow that's falling outside my house. But I was downstairs doing the wood stove and just feeling kind of crappy that it's snowing. Because I don't really care for it at any time of year, but I particularly don't care for it when it's supposed to be spring. But then I had a moment where I stopped and I said, well, if nothing else, it's quarantine, so nobody has to drive anywhere, which is also good. Not that it's really badly sticking on the roads, but it's still just kind of a relief to know that there's nowhere to go and I don't have to make any tough decisions about whether or not to cancel class or trying to get my kids from one spot to another. So just trying to find a little piece of gratitude in all of this. And for today, it was just the acknowledgement that, yes, there's gross, crappy snow outside that makes me grouchy, but I get to be snuggled up, warm and safe in my house. And my kids are safe and, just recognizing that relieves some of the anxiety that I would maybe normally be feeling under other circumstances. It also doesn't look like we're going to get anything near what they had originally proposed, so that's also great because I was just outside to get my meditation cushion out of my car, and it doesn't even look like I need to shovel yet, so more gratitude. So I thought today could be a little practice in gratitude. I know it's really hard when things feel so sucky to find something to be happy about or to feel grateful about, but I think that that's exactly when it's the most important. That when things are really difficult and challenging and we just feel like things are happening to us, that one of the ways that we can feel our own sense of autonomy or control over our lives. In psychology, we call it an internal locus of control, which really just means like feeling like you have some power over the things that happen to you. And I've always felt that in really challenging times, one of the best ways to feel like we have some control is to find value in the really challenging things that we're facing. And so in a case like this, what can you feel gratitude for and what can you feel happy about, or what lesson can you take from this? So just a personal example, and I had written a little bit about this on my personal Facebook yesterday, is just really having time with my kids for the first time in my life. I went back to work when my younger son was a month old, and so I've never really experienced them without a lot of demands and pressures from external sources. So work or volunteer activities or my own social life, my own wants and needs just always felt like they were in conflict with motherhood. And these last couple of days, there's been nothing. There's been no other demand. I'm working from home, but it's just not the same as feeling like I need to be someplace and I need to, be performing or achieving or accomplishing or any of the things that I've kind of historically put on myself just as a value system or metric or whatever. So it was really nice. I had a few days to kind of be a stay-at-home mom / homeschooling mom, and it was really, really wonderful. And I had a lot of fun with them. We bought a family edition of Trivial Pursuit because I'm a trivia nerd, and I hope to raise little trivia nerds. And normally board games are something that just feel really awful to me. It's just not, I always feel like there's just other things that I should be doing, and in this case, there was nothing else I needed to be doing. There's nothing else to do but sit and play Family Edition Trivial Pursuit with my kids and a couple times with my husband and my kids, and it was a lot of fun. And so that was sort of one of the pieces of gratitude that I've taken from this, is that I really, it's just been really wonderful. And it's been hard, and people's livelihoods are being impacted by this, and all of that is really important and also true. But for me, at least for this first couple of days, it was really nice to be able to just be with my kids and not have to be anything else but their mom. So, but anyway, that was a long explanation for what I was hoping to accomplish with today's meditation, which is to really just kind of focus in on a little bit of gratitude. I think also sometimes when we talk about gratitude, I think sometimes it's, I don't know how to say it, like an intellectual exercise of, oh, I'm grateful that I have X, Y, and Z, that I have a house, that I have food, that I have family, that I have friends. And those are good. But I think sometimes true gratitude, like when it hits in your soul, like it's coming from a different place. And it's more not just a mental exercise of checklisting the things that you're grateful for or appreciate, but also recognizing that in really challenging situations, there are learning opportunities, there's growth opportunities, and that there's a potential to come out of this different, and that's something to be grateful for. And so I feel like there's different levels of gratitude, and so I hope wherever you're able to find this, it kind of reaches you where you need it to, and maybe at this point you are at the checklisting place, and that's what's keeping your head above water, and so that's great, and continue to do that. If you can do that every day, maybe journal it, I think that'll be really helpful. But if you can also look at the way that this situation is changing your perspectives, changing your value system, changing the way that you're connecting with others or with your community. Like, I think those are all really valuable things too, and that can be part of the gratitude practice, is just recognizing that. So I'll stop talking now, and I will try to remember to put in the notes that we don't actually start meditating until about 7 minutes in. So if anybody wants to skip past all of my ramblings, I won't even know, so I can't be offended. You do what works for you. But just maybe come into a nice seat. As I mentioned, I brought in my cushion and my blanket, so that's where I am, but you can be really wherever works for you. So if it's on a couch or a chair, in your bed, or on the floor, if you have a towel or a blanket to fold up to put underneath you, that could be really comfortable and helpful, but really just whatever works for you. So come into a comfortable seat, close your eyes, and just start with just a good deep breath. So a nice tool to use to start to work with your breath. As I mentioned in a previous recording, you don't necessarily want to control it, which is something I struggle with. When I start to focus on my breath, I want to immediately then take charge of it instead of just observing it. But one of the exercises that you can do to start to just kind of bring your breathing into focus and to pay a little bit of attention to it is to breathe in for a count, so maybe 4 or 5. And then when you exhale, you want to take it to 1 beyond that. So if you inhale for 5, you're going to exhale for a count of 6. So we're just going to maybe try that. You can pick whatever numbers work better for your body, but just maybe 3 rounds of that. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And one of the things that does is it causes you to fully exhale. We tend to get into habits of very shallow breathing. And so this kind of prompts you to take a full breath, but then to truly exhale all of it. Get out all of that old, stale air so that there's room in there for all of the new, clean, fresh air to come in. So we'll do that a couple more times on your own. And if you haven't already, maybe take this opportunity to just be mindful of any tension that you might be feeling anywhere in your body, that you might be feeling it. Just maybe do a quick scan starting at the feet, working your way up your legs, into your hips and your waist. Check those tummy muscles and those back muscles. Is there any place that you're holding that tension, holding those muscles tightly? Sometimes when we're in protective mode or in a state of anxiety, we might clench in different places. So just try to see if you can feel any of those spots, and then just breathe gently into them to try to let that all let go and relax into the upper back, the upper chest, the shoulders, the neck, the jaw. A lot of people hold tension there. Check your hands. They're just lightly resting on your lap. If you have any experience with yoga and mudra, you might want to have your hands in a particular position that is meaningful to you, but that's not necessary. A lot of people will just do palms up and touching the forefinger and the thumb, and that's fine. Just paying attention to all of the places in your body that maybe just needs a little bit of extra breath, a little bit of support, or a little bit of release. And then just paying careful attention to the breath, not controlling it, but being aware of it. Just letting your thoughts drift. There's no pressure. There's no requirement. Maybe what works for you right now is to just bring your thoughts to a quiet place. Let them settle. Like a snow globe drying off the weather today. But maybe if you're able, you can just take a couple of minutes and expand your thoughts outward from yourself. Think about where you are in your home right now, things that you may be feeling gratitude for that are around you, the people that are around you. Thinking about your local community, the things that you've witnessed in the last couple of days or couple of weeks that are making you feel inspired or grateful for where you live or for the people in your community. Whatever comes to mind, just take a moment to appreciate it. You silently say thank you. Common practice in Buddhism is to approach a difficult time or a difficult person with an attitude of thankfulness. Thank you for helping me with my practice. Maybe we can regard this virus that way. Thank you for helping us to practice. Maybe we wouldn't even be sitting in meditation right now if it wasn't for this virus. I'd be teaching, so I wouldn't be. Not right now, not at this moment, not with you. So thank you for this opportunity to be called to this quiet place, being called back to the breath, for being reminded of all that we do have, the resilience that we have, the abundance that we have, the connection that we have. If you want to, you can peek one eye open and hit pause and stay in this position for as long as you need to. Otherwise, we can come back to this space, gently let your eyes open, and just take a moment to feel thankfulness for this practice, for this time together, and recognizing that we just shared in something wonderful. I hope that you are well. I hope you continue to be healthy. The people that you love continue to be healthy. See you later.